Hey guys, God Queen Soncerae here. Um, I'm live streaming right now just to do a Q&A. A lot of people had a lot of questions. Um, any questions that you want to ask me, please feel free to do so right now. I'm not feeling well at the moment, and those of you, I'm trying to get off of bed rest, so I kind of gotta like just fight. I gotta fight to be to get healthier. You know what I mean? Like, I can't let something like this defeat me. So I was like, well, I'm going to get onto YouTube and I'm going to Q&A and help me get through, I don't know, the next hour at least. I'm kind of tired and it's been hard for me to eat. Hey, Nicholas, beauty, what's up? The past 2 days, it's been difficult to eat and sleep. And I've been trying to, make sure I eat. It's unusual because usually I I'm so hungry all the time, but it's like I've lost my appetite and I haven't really been consuming any food for like 2 days. I can't really drink any water because if I drink water, I get nauseous. It's been hard to sleep. I can't sleep. I think within the past 2 days, I have slept for maybe 4 hours for the past 2 days, and my mother keeps saying, I'm pregnant, I'm supposed to be sleeping, I'm supposed to be eating, but it's difficult. Again, everybody keeps telling me to take care of myself, and it's probably because of the stress of the situation. Excuse me. So I've been trying to just stay as stress free as I can, but that can be extremely difficult with the situation that I'm in. Because of where I'm living, I don't really feel secure. It isn't because I'm in a bad county or, poverty stricken place. So used to priest being around for such a long time. He was always there and I always felt protected. It's like some nights I just get scared. So I have a knife by my bed that I have just in case because I'm really literally by myself. I don't even remember the last time I lived alone. I think it was about 4 years ago. And it's not that the place that I live in is a bad place. Like it's to me it's just a lot of men around. You know what I mean? Like I'm a tiny, like 5 foot even woman, and it's just a lot of men like in my building. And so I'm by myself, and I don't know a lot of people. I only been staying in this specific place for about 4 weeks now. And I just spent my first week without priest, basically just without him. Like he used to leave, like when he first started leaving, because I told everybody he left me like 3 times. He, always wanted to leave. He had like this desire to leave. And he would leave for maybe 3 days at a time. But this is the longest I've been without him. This is the longest I haven't seen him. And so, not having the security of a man is already kind of, if you've been in a relationship and then suddenly it's over, dealing with that initially can be somewhat harsh. But then when you're dealing with it when you're pregnant, it's different. It's like I don't know. I can't explain it. Only a woman could understand if she's been in a relationship and she's had a man with her all of the time and then she ends up pregnant and then suddenly he's not there. Like only another woman could understand. Like I can't explain that to men. I can't explain to people the feeling I get about that. It's just an uneasy, like unsafe feeling. And it isn't because I'm a weak person or it isn't because I don't think I can defend myself. It's more of when you have a man present and he is extremely protective and then suddenly that protection is gone, it just feels somewhat strange. So I'm dealing with that, and then this eating. I'm not eating right, and I'm not sleeping right. So I just wanted to get on here and do a live Q&A right quick, and just sit down and try to get through the next hour and just have a conversation. It doesn't matter what we discuss. But usually when I do live streams, people have a lot of questions. Some people are afraid to ask me questions because they think I'm going to block them. But it's not that I want to block people who disagree with me. I definitely don't want people thinking that. And a lot of people think that my comments are disabled on my channel when they're not. They are being approved, like they're being held for review. There's a reason why I don't just allow people to just comment all willy nilly on my YouTube videos anymore. It's because talking about race and stuff was very, very sensitive, and there was like this epidemic of black men just swarming into my comment section to trash black women. And it didn't matter what kind of video I was talking about. It was just always black people trashing each other. So I just got tired of seeing it, and I've just been filtering all of that shit out. Like if you've been looking at my videos lately inside of my comment section, there's nothing about race. No one is bashing each other's race inside of my comment section, because if I even see it in there, if I even see someone trying to start talking about race, um, I delete their ass, unblock their ass. Frank, what's up? How you doing? I see you. Rick, I see you in here. Doug, Monica, what's up? Frankie, I see you in here as well. It's 22 people in here right now. They're not really in the chat part, but there's supposedly 22 people watching. Sure how accurate that is. YouTube hasn't been very accurate about a lot of stuff. They contacted me and told me that they wasn't calculating the views on my videos accurately all of this time. And I was like, what? I'm not gonna say all of this time. It could have been within the time frame that they have been making changes. But they contacted me and told me that the view counts on my videos were inaccurate, that my view count was much higher. Excuse me. Um, Rick, am I going to start making comedy vlogs? My videos, usually when I'm talking about even serious stuff, I've been trying to be funny. I mean, because I'm just a naturally like a humorous person. I'm probably going to go back to, just being humorous at the same time. But I doubt very seriously if I go through the process of doing skits like I used to do skits. Um, no, I'm not saying that it's 22 people in the chat, Rick. I'm saying it's 22 people that's supposedly watching. I don't know if some people just watch. They don't really be in the chat. Like I get onto a whole bunch of other people's Google Hangouts and live streams and shit, and I don't say nothing. I be sitting in there because I notice when I go into other people's live streams, it's me. It becomes like this shock and awe thing where everybody's so surprised to see that it's me, and then they don't believe that it's me. They think it's a troll, and but it's really me watching. Um, Me, Miss Lady, why do you upload videos then delete them? I don't delete them. They're unlisted. So here's what happens. So if you are part of my notification squad, right? And you are my subscriber, usually if you click the notification button, a email will be sent to you with the link of my video inside of it. That video, you'll still be able to see it. But if you're not on a notification squad, you don't get an email. So you don't have a link. So you don't get to see it. So in public. And then with some of my videos after 24 hours, I unlist them because I want people to understand. I need you to click that notification button because that notification button fucked up a lot with a YouTube creator, because it used to be simple. It used to be like, okay, if you subscribe to my channel, you was going to get a notification every time I uploaded a video. But see, now it's not like that. Now it's easy for you to miss a video if you don't hit that notification button. So I tell people, all right, if you want exclusive videos that only you can see, then you hit the notification squad button. It'll be sent to you every time I upload something, and then you'll have the link. You'll have a link to a video that don't nobody else get to see. So it basically makes you like elite once you decide to hit that notification bell. Um, LVH. I rarely comment on people's comment sections. Yeah, I don't comment. I'm not a commenter to watch, and I'll comment here and there, but I don't really like commenting. And I think it's, when people see, oh, it's Soncerae, the YouTube creator, inside of another YouTuber's comment section, and she's commenting, people get surprised. They act like it's a foreign concept for a YouTube creator to actually watch another YouTube creator. It's weird. It's like, yeah. But I mean, if I'm in the comment section of a YouTube creator who is significantly bigger than me, like if they have hundreds and thousands of subscribers, a lot of people don't even recognize me. I'm just a girl in the comment section. But if it's somebody who has a smaller channel than me and I'm checking out something that they said, or if it's somebody inside of that little black YouTube community of conscious people, or that little community of people who talk about race, if I come into the comment section, they know it's me. So it's really weird. Um, I don't know who's the perv who put inside of the comment section about eating booty. That's just nasty. I just banned that person. Hey Nat Turner, what's up? Hey RJ. Um, I need, you know what I need more of? Moderators. I think I have only moderators. I start to get back into doing my videos more often, my comment section is like all over the place. And my live streams are starting to be crazy because my live streams, the funny thing about them is when I do a pregnancy update live stream, so many people are inside of this live stream. It's like they want to hear what the fuck is going on with me and Priest and this baby. Everybody want to hear about that. So my live streams went from me having maybe 19 to 20 people in it to suddenly now me having 50 to 100 people in there wanting to listen to me talk about my pregnancy. And, I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome that I want that people are listening, but at the same time, it's like, are you guys here for the drama? Because this shit is a level of dramatics that is just, you know. VH, I saw a video of yours. You said you don't really want her to go to the doctor, right? I will say with my second child, I did not receive any prenatal care. She's 11 and was born healthy. My advice is just do you. Yeah, I heard a lot of women say the prenatal care is unnecessary if you feel fine. Like I feel fine right now. Like if something was wrong, you know what I mean? Like outside of the issues I was having before, I would actually go see, a doctor. Another one. Like the first doctor that diagnosed me for being on bed rest, I actually went to see this doctor off to the side. Like I just was like, all right, I'm gonna go pay like a clinic to go and just look and see to make sure I'm okay. I had to pay with my own money. I didn't have any insurance or any Medicaid. To go, make sure I was okay because every time me and Priest would get into it really, really bad, I start bleeding. So, and the funny thing is, when I hear him talk about how he doesn't believe I'm on bed rest and shit like that, it's so hurtful. Last time he was around and I began to bleed, I showed him the blood in my panties. The blood was all in the shower, running down the shower. And so it's so hurtful for him to, try to make it seem like I'm using bed rest just to get people for money. It's so sad. People always say, do what all the doctor is going to do is weigh you, test you for STDs, give you prenatal vitamins, and basically just keep checking to make sure your baby is okay. I said, well, I was thinking about waiting till I was about maybe 20 to 23 weeks to actually get on. I can be on that care until the end of the pregnancy. That's what I was thinking about doing. But I don't know. A lot of women just tell me to do me. Doug, I do eat healthy. That's one thing that Priest did make sure I did when he was around because he doesn't do high fructose corn syrup. He doesn't do cornstarch. He doesn't like pork or beef. He's a really good eater. So he tries to make sure I was eating very, very healthy. Um, Frankie, I didn't do any prenatal care with my last child, and he weighed in at 9 pounds and 6 ounces, and he is now 14. Yeah, I don't think that this prenatal stuff is necessary. I just think once you know you're pregnant, and you got to just not drink, not smoke, exercise, be careful what you eat. Make sure you get an ultrasound. I got an ultrasound. My baby looked okay. I'm gonna get another ultrasound. Like I said, come the 23rd week. But I mean, I'm just really not comfortable with like a whole bunch of doctors being inside my body and poking me and pelvic exams and all this shit. It's just too much. Nat Turner, a lot of people come on YouTube for drama, but let's be honest, sex sells and drama is entertaining to majority of people. That's very true. But a lot of people, here's the thing about, when I talk about, my life on YouTube, I have to check a lot of people who come to me and say, hey, don't tell your business on YouTube. What's happening between you and priest is your business, quote unquote, your business. And I said, fuck that. Because a lot of the stuff that's happening inside of my life happens to too many women, too fucking often. And it's swept under the rug and it's kept a fucking secret. And a lot of the negative things that happen inside of our community that we keep sweeping under the rug lives in secrecy. It's like it like gets more powerful as everyone continues to keep it a secret. So as I continue to sit here and I just say what's going on with my life and I let people chastise me or judge me or have an opinion about me and I still am okay with it. That lets people know, you don't have to fake the funk because it's the internet. The internet has so much power. It's almost as powerful as real life. Okay, it's people that is posting their highlight reels and their selective content on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook. And people are believing that these lives that people have are all 100% and they don't have any flaws, any stresses. And people strive to live that way, thinking that shit is real. Well, we all know striving for that type of perfection is like a pointless goal to have because none of us will never have a perfect life. We will never have a perfect situation. We will always have ups and downs that we have to deal with through life. None of us will ever have like this perfect one happy life. All of us will always have something to deal with. And so I just try to make sure that when I post stuff, I'm realistic. Okay, if I'm going through some shit, Facebook asks me what's on my mind, I'm going to tell Facebook what's really on my head. And if it's really, I'm really fucked up today because, the guy that's supposed to have married me and the guy I was supposed to be in a relationship with, I kind of found out, he was married and living with this bitch. And then both of them told me they was gonna get a divorce, and these two motherfuckers didn't. And now I'm sitting here pregnant, and everybody thinks I'm like this side bitch that had a baby by a married person. So now I'm the Jezebel. Now I'm the hoe. Now I'm the prostitute. Now I'm all this negative stuff. That's what's on my head today. And that's what I got to live with today. Thank you, Facebook. And then everybody comes into the comment section and they're like, girl, such and such, this is my story and this is happening. And thank you for telling the truth. A lot of people don't tell the truth and blah, blah. Like, you guys don't understand. Yeah, negative and positive go together, but it go together on real life and on social media. And I'm so tired of people trying to pretend like their life is so fucking perfect because they don't want other people to know their business, because they don't want people to express their opinion. People can express their opinion about your life all day. Doesn't mean that you have to apply that shit to your life. You can hear what they say and keep it moving. A lot of people just don't want their feelings hurt. They're so worried about what everybody think. I don't care. Like, you don't like me, that's fine. I understand, I encourage everybody to live the type of life that they want to live. Nat Turner, do you think the things that happened to you last year had any bearing on his feelings about you that he's bringing up now? Did he see any of those terrible videos about you? Yeah, I think that I think as a man, right, a lot of men like to determine the welfare or the worth of a woman by how other men feel about this woman, which is unfortunate because if you're a man, you got your own mind. Regardless to what you hear about a woman that you're dating, if you love this woman, you're gonna be with this woman. You securing your own shit. So the choices that you make for you are no reflection on whatever choices someone else makes or whatever decisions or opinions someone else have about a woman. But when I was talking to him yesterday, when he was doing all of this screaming and telling me all of this negative stuff about myself, he mentioned Jack, he mentioned Chris Law, He mentioned Daddy O. He mentioned all of the videos of people that have never met me in person, right? He bringing up all this stuff in our real life. And I'm looking at the phone like, you know me. I've never hurt you. I've never lied to you. Anything that, you was uncertain about, I sent you the truth about. Me and you have always had a kind relationship. I've never cheated on you. I've taken care of you. I loved you with so much love and understanding and compassion. You know me. And usually people who are my friends, they don't listen to rumors anyway because they know me. So they're like, a lot of this shit that people be saying about you is not true because it's coming from the mouths of people that don't know you. So as a man, you're sitting here, you're dating a woman, and you thinking she all wonderful. If you're not a strong-minded man, if you start listening to the opinions of other men, your ass is gonna get weak. You're gonna start thinking, oh, maybe this chick is a hoe. Maybe this chick is a, lie. Maybe this chick is stealing. Maybe this chick is, because these are all of the lies that they were making about me last year. And regardless to whether I proved a lot of those people wrong or not, these videos was still up. And it can still tarnish the minds of people all over the place who also don't know me. But if you know me and you've been around me and I ain't never caused you no harm, it should be harder for you like that. And this is when, yesterday was really an epiphany for me because I realized that he was so weak minded and he was such a follower. He wants acceptance from so many people. That's why he lies and manipulates so much. People who usually lie and manipulate and try to control the thoughts processes of other people. They try to control the outcomes of situations. There's a reason why they do that, because they can't handle, if someone realizes the truth about them and decides to make another choice. I always ask him to always give me the truth. And it's unfortunate that he's just now starting to give me the truth when I've been asking him for the truth since our first date. I think the only honest thing that Priest said to me on our first date was, you know what? I'm separated. I've been separated from my wife for 2 years. That's the most honest thing he said to me on our first date. And then as time went on, I just kept catching him in lie after lie and after lie. And I kept reassuring him, I'm your friend. I love you. Okay. Lie to me, not ever. So a lot of, things that was said to me, said about me last year, you know, it ruined not really my feelings about myself, but it ruined a lot of my reputation. And your reputation ain't nothing but what other people think about you. So it made a lot of men think all of this negative stuff. And honestly, that's Jap's fault. You know what I mean? Because Jap was the catalyst for all of the lies and the games and stuff. And Jap finally admitted it this year. Like it took a long time for Jap to look back at all of the nonsense that he caused and for him to actually admit that he was wrong. I said, do you realize you are the catalyst for all of this stuff? Why all of these men decided to make videos about me? Because Tommy had been making videos about me. And no one had ever said, you know what? Since Tommy's making videos, let me make videos about Soncerae, right? So Jap tried to pretend like he knew me. Then he dug into my personal life and any reject he found that I decided to no longer fuck with or no longer deal with, he decided to bring those people onto his channel and discuss me and all this stuff. And it was just like, Jap, why would you do all of that? Like, why would you do all that? It was because he was hurt. He was hurt because he was interested in me. I was interested in him. And the way that our shit went, he just used YouTube as like a. And then later on, after all this bad shit has happened to me and all of these people saying all this negative stuff and all of these rumors, he decides to call me crying his fucking eyes out. Crying his eyes out. It was around the time where he had got into it with Tommy. And people was getting in on him about him getting into it with Tommy. He called me and he was crying his eyes out. And the way that karma works, Jappa did a funeral about me. Remember, he was going around saying I was dead. And so when he called me and he was crying, he was just like, my sister died. My sister died. Like the one person that told me to do YouTube videos, she fucking died. And Jab is just crying his fucking eyes out. And I'm about to cry listening to him. I'm sitting there just listening to him bawl. And he just apologizing for what he did. And he's just saying he's sorry. He didn't mean to hurt me in that way. And he didn't mean to do all that. And, you know, it's plenty of women who made the choices I made. And that don't make me a bad person. And was Jap. And it surprised the fuck out of me. So just because, you know, publicly I let him have that. I said, okay, you want to try to ruin my reputation? All right. But after he did that, after he called me crying and shit, I didn't get on my YouTube channel and blast him and say, yo, 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 making fun of him. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I just respected where he stood. I respected him being man enough to call me and apologize and have a real human to human conversation. But Jap was the reason why so many men had said so many negative things about me. And it's unfortunate that priest, he don't know that story. He don't know that, you know, me and Jap sat down and had a heart to heart. Priest was sitting in front of me like a couple of weeks ago when Jap had his accident and when me and Jap was talking. Priest was sitting in front of me. But you know, I think Priest thinks negative about me. He thinks I'm whore. He thinks I'm worthless, all because of the videos that he saw about me. And that is very sad. That's very sad, and that lets me know how weak-minded he is. Um, to listen to a whole bunch of people that don't know me. He's saying I trapped him with pregnancy. I always wanted to get pregnant. For a minute, he didn't even believe I was pregnant. He didn't believe I was pregnant. I had to prove I was pregnant because these niggas on YouTube was trying to make it seem like I was faking a pregnancy so I can steal donations. So I had to actually take Priest to the doctor with me so he could hear the doctor tell him that I'm pregnant. So now, as I'm sitting here on bed rest, now he wants proof that I'm on bed rest because he doesn't believe that I've seen a doctor. So every day it's like I gotta sit here and I gotta prove myself to the person that claimed they love me. I'm not about to be in a situation like that where I gotta continuously like sit here and try to prove I'm a nice person when I ain't never lied to you before and you've been the motherfucker that's been doing all the lying. Why would I waste my time? Why did I waste my time? And Nat, I don't, I'm not, I'm glad I didn't record that conversation with you saying you wish I would have recorded that conversation. I would have never recorded Jap like that. I would have never recorded him like that. You know what I'm saying? And he knew that. He knew. It's kind of like he knew I'm not that type of person. That nigga was at his lowest. He was embarrassed for what was happening with Tommy. He was hurt about his sister. He was hurt for what he did to me. He felt like it was karma. He was hurting. And he knew that he could call me human to human. And I would care. He knew that because he knew I was a nice person before that. So when people make mistakes and they hurt you, you know, they do all this ugly stuff. They make videos about you. They put you on social media. They put you on blast. And they do it to hurt you or to purposely try to destroy your reputation and stuff like that. They doing that shit now. But then later on, when it occurred to them that what they did was fucked up, then they'll come back. Then they'll come back because they got to learn their lesson at their own time. And it took a year for Jack to learn his lesson. It took his sister dying for him to learn. Him dealing with Tommy for him to have to learn his lesson. So the same thing is with Priest. It's okay, nigga. You had a loving, smart, supportive girlfriend who was there for you through anything, never lied to you, never hurt you. Saw your flaws, helped you, was understanding, was patient, always honest, always fun, always, you know, just the best version of myself I could be with this man. And then I get sick from pregnancy and he treated me, y'all, when I tell you this nigga treated me like I wasn't shit. I mean, I cannot explain how cruel he was, how cold he became. when he saw me sick, almost like, oh, this girl was wonderful to me, but now that she's sick, she nothing. And all he would do was just come home and fucking complain, 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 complain. And so him be that cruel to me while I'm sick, it made me be like, oh my God, like who is this nigga? And then when every single argument he bringing up YouTube, 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 what you saw on YouTube, 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 YouTube. I was like, oh my God, why does he keep bringing up YouTube? When he met me, I was on YouTube. I told him I'm going to do videos on YouTube. That's what I've been doing before you. Then he participates in a live stream in an actual video, and he's showing his family all my videos. But now he's seeing the dark side of what it's about when you publicly put yourself out there. No person, whether they're a celebrity, I don't care who it is, Beyonce, okay, Nicki Minaj, fucking Jay-Z, Tyrese, fucking Kanika Jenkins. All right. If anybody knows your name, anybody, if anybody knows your name, there are going to be people out there that chastise you, judge you, period. It doesn't matter. And all of us, every single person out there who puts themselves out there, chases their success, chases their goals, or just puts themselves out there and then it's comfortable enough to even post something on Facebook. Someone is going to have an opinion about what you do, and someone is going to not like your ass. And I learned this a long time ago. And the thing about Priest is he's afraid people are going to chastise and judge him. So he hides who he is out of fear. And I don't do that. I don't have that fear. And he hates that about me. He hates that I don't give a fuck. And it bothers him. It's just like, you are so open. You say such and such. Yeah. You knew that when you met me. I told you I was going to be honest. I said to you. And then I tell you that on YouTube all the time. That's how I am. Miss Lady, how did you and Priest meet? I was hoping I would see a video of you both sharing your story. I have a live stream where we talk about our relationship, and if you want to see that, I got a playlist called Priest Plus Ray. In it, we in it together talking about what we're going to do in our future. We actually talking about emotions. Why men hide their emotions. But I met him. Here's the funny part. You would never guess. I met him on POF. Yes, PO fucking F. Which is weird because I don't even know why I was on POF. Like, I think I was just getting on POF out of boredom. It wasn't even that I was even looking for somebody. It was just I'm bored. Like, I didn't know of any other dating sites at the time. And honestly, if you're looking for a good, decent dating site, it'll probably be Bumble. If you are an educated person and you have a degree, or you have, you're looking for an intellectual person who is upscale, look on Bumble, because it's people out there who are, college educated, who, just intellectual people in there. So anyway, I'm on POF. And he sends me a message, and I was like, this corny ass nigga. Like, I was like, this corny ass nigga. He said something to me, and I said, you have some shit with you, don't you? And he laughed. And we started talking back and forth. And then we was talking so much. Like, we were having a good conversation. And then he asked me for my phone number. So I gave him the phone number. No, he asked me for my phone number. I told him no, and I took his. And then when I text him, I told him when POF that I was going to text him. And I text him, and he thought I was another girl. He called me Latoya. Right? So I said, yeah, this Latoya. I pretend I was Latoya and fucking with his head. And so I said to him when he figured out it was really me, I said, well, maybe we should go back to POF. We don't have to stick on the phone. Let's just go back to POF, and we can just talk there. We don't have to like meet each other or nothing like that. And he said, well, no, I want to talk here. So we started talking, and then we went on our first date. And our first date, was the shit. Like we had so much fun together. And then our next date, we had fun together. And then our next date, we had fun together. And then our next date, and usually for me, it's like after day one, I don't want to have shit to do with you. And then you might get to day two, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. That was not the case with him. Date after date after date after date after date, me and him was having fun. Me and him was enjoying each other, traveling. Okay, we going to out of town to go to mansion parties, and we going to DC to visit my family, and we having a good ass time. We falling in love with each other naturally. Okay, it wasn't even a forced thing. It was just like naturally we just was compatible, and it just so happened to work. So I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. You right. Priest doesn't want to share his money now since the gravy train stopped. But see, since he left, happening is I've been getting more jobs. And then once the baby's gone, then I'm back to, making my substantial amount of money because like I said in another video, I had four sources of income when I met. I was driving a brand new car. I was planning on moving and I had four sources of income. Four. Okay. I know people out there that can barely hold down one. He only got one. He make chop change. Right. So as we're sitting here and we're going out, I'm paying for shit sometimes. Sometimes we're going half on shit. So it's a good feeling as a man when you're around a woman who can go half on shit. So even as of lately, like when we, as of lately, care of everything by himself for like a month and a half. And I think it was getting to him because so for a month and a half, because I wasn't working, all I could basically afford was food and gas because my ass was just not working. So I had to kind of rely on my YouTube check that would come. And my YouTube check was dwindling down because I wasn't posting as much. And so towards now, like maybe a month ago, is when I started actually making, more money because I was posting more videos and now I was doing more graphic design. So now I actually have more money. And so I started being able to pay half on the rooms now. And then my mother was kicking in because my mother was just like, I know you guys need help. My mother was, my family, contrary to Priest family, my family was very supportive. They love Priest. They love Priest. Like, let me tell you something. He fucked up something really good. He fucked up something really good. But he got to experience a whole bunch of negative shit with other females first so he can get it. And by the time he get it, it's me. I'm gone. And maybe he'll find somebody else, and he can have his happily ever after. Maybe. But Soncerae is gone. Like, I can't even believe somebody that close to me would behave how he did. The backstabbing, like, I can't even believe it. Nat Turner, he brought his representative, as most people do. Not a real comes out. Yeah, I was telling somebody that when I was talking to him yesterday, he was telling me this, all of this negative shit about myself. His voice sounds so evil and so demonic. I had never heard him sound like that before. Even with his like he had like this evil laugh. And the more I cried during the conversation and the more I was hurt, the more he had like this evil laugh. And it was just like demonic and evil. And I heard him, I just couldn't believe he sounded like that because when you lay next to somebody every day, you know their voice, you know how they breathe, like when you live with somebody, you know them. So if something changed, like he could change his diet and I know something wrong with him. That's how close we were. That was a man I would wake up every morning and cuddle with and kiss. I know this man, right? So for me to talk to him yesterday and hear how demonic and evil and ugly he sounded, because I never heard his voice sound like that. Not ever. It was different. Denisha Moore, when did you find out that he was married? I'm a new sub. I don't know the backstory. I found out he was married. He said he was separated on our first date, right? He said he was separated, and I walked out on him. I left him sitting there in the restaurant, and I had drove us to the restaurant. So he was rushing out of the restaurant because he thought I left him there. I rushed out of the restaurant because I was like, nigga, we won't be dating each other anymore. But it wasn't to leave him there. But he thought that I was leaving him there. So he hurried up and paid for the check and ran out after me. But when he came into the parking lot, I was talking to a security guard at a club next to the restaurant we was at. And the security guard was trying to get me to come into the club. But they smoked in the club, and I don't smoke, and priests don't smoke. So I said, I have CPOD, what is it? CPO, what is it, that the disease with the lungs? I just got it. Like it advanced from asthma to a new, CPOD, whatever it's called. So anyway, it's pulmonary disease. So anyway, so I was like, I can't go in there because of smoke. And so priest gets in the car and he's like, I thought you left me. I said, I'm gonna leave you sitting here. I'm not just gonna leave you stranded. I mean, I don't want to date you anymore, but I'm not just gonna leave you stranded somewhere. And then we start talking about something else, and we laughed. We laughed, and inside of the car, he was just like, I just need you to have an open mind. And so I was like, all right, we'll just date. We don't have to do anything serious. Let's just go on dates. So we went on dates, and we dated, and we dated, and we dated, and we dated, and we dated some more, and we dated again, and we dated. So it wasn't like, people say to me, oh, he was using you for sex. No, because our first couple of experiences with each other, our first, like, we wasn't even thinking that way. We wasn't even like on that tip. We wasn't even like, I don't know. It just wasn't what people think it wasn't. And then I found he broke my heart. We went out of town, and we went to the Caribbean parade. We watched the Caribbean parade because his car got stuck in the transit center, because he parked his car at the transit center, and I drove us out of town. He wanted to keep the car at the transit center overnight. When we went back to the transit center to go pick up the car, they were having the Caribbean parade, so the transit system was blocked off, so you couldn't get into the transit center. So we just grabbed a space in the grass and sat down and watched the Caribbean parade. And so we sitting there, we watching it, and then after the parade, he says to me, I have something to tell you. To the park. Well, he don't take me, I drive us to the park. And he tells me that the entire time he's been living with his wife he's supposed to be separated from. And this is when things got really, really hard for us, because I was so broken. I was so hurt. Because I thought he was so perfect for me. I knew he was separated, but all of that time I thought he was living alone. He was telling me she was dating somebody else. He was dating somebody else. And it had supposedly been 2 years, a period of time. So I was really just like broken when he said it to me. And he was crying when he said it to me. He was crying. He was broken himself. And he was crying. And I was looking at him like, I hate you so much right now. I almost drove off and left him in the parking lot. But I didn't. I drove him to his car. Finally, the parade was over. It took the parade to be 3 to 4 hours to be over. I took him to his car. He went to his car, and I refused to answer the phone. Over and over, I refused to answer the phone. I was so hurt. And then finally, I answered the phone, and we sat down and we talked about it. And he was like, I live with her, but we ain't had sex. We ain't having sex no more like that. And she dates somebody else. And I just need you to have, I'll move out today. I'll move out. He grabbed her all his shit. He took a picture of him moving his shit out her house and moving into his newer place with his family. And he took pictures and proof. And then he invited me over to his house with his family. And we were fine. We were fine. It was just, I can't explain it. I can't explain to you why I was feeling comfortable. It's because the behavior, like, you can listen to something somebody say, right? Like, a man could tell you, I'm separated, and then go do some fuck shit, right? That makes sense. But if he is a saying this stuff and he also has behavior to match, then you start listening to him and thinking it's the truth. But what he was doing was he was doing everything right, but then he would turn around at every chance he get to go do the sneaky shit. You know what I mean? It's weird. So, makeup and weave. Nobody's trying to keep a man that doesn't want to be kept. I don't know what made you say that, but whatever. Like, I'm completely uncomfortable with this man walking away. Um, Nat Turner. Let me scroll back up. Could it have been a more of nice friendship? Because who walks away from love like that? I don't know why he walked away from TT. I have no idea why he would do something like that. I don't know why he would do something like that. LVH. People always say our baby, at least our baby gonna be beautiful because they seen pictures of me and they see pictures of him. And people always say y'all gonna have a pretty baby. But to me, anything that come out of my body gonna be beautiful. You know what I'm talking about? I'm confident. Okay, Nat, I wonder what videos did he see? Because a lot of videos have been taken down. Yeah, because I went and finally, like last year when it was doing the videos about me, Nat, I wasn't flagging them. I didn't start flagging the videos until this year. So a lot of the videos that were made about me last year were taken down. And the niggas that was making the videos never met me, don't know me, never experienced anything from me or anything. So the fact that he believes people that have never met me is shocking. It's shocking. Like, and he knows me. Like you know a person when you live with them. You with them every day. So you get to see who they truly are every day. So for him to say these things about me that he watched in a video that he know ain't true, it's like, what is going on with you? It's like you're trying to find something wrong with me when there's nothing wrong with me. And I think you're trying to find something wrong with me so you can justify all the fucked up shit you've done to me. You want me to be a bad person so you can feel better about doing the bad shit you've done because it makes you feel so guilty for you to have done all of this fucked up shit to a good person. And the guilt is eating you alive. Um, CPOD. That is exactly what I was saying. Y'all corrected me. Yeah, CPOD. Um, Rick, you said he moved in with his family. Yes, he moved in with his mom and his grandmother, and they lived in like this home. And he moved out of her with her and moved in with them. Denisha, does his wife know about it? Yes, she knows. She knows. She congratulated us. She was happy. I spoke to her. She was like, I'm glad he found somebody that he like and he must be in love because whatever, I see y'all together and it's so y'all so in love and blah blah blah. And I'm just so happy he's having a baby. And she just made it seem like she was just happy for him. And that she was gonna be his friend forever and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, knock it out. But there's a few things that was happening inside of our relationship in regards to her that made me be leery of her. Because I kept saying to him, like, if you and her are just friends, you don't have to lie to me about it. Like one time I went to meet him at his grandmother's house for the first time. I had never met his, grandmother before. He was living there, but I hadn't been to the house yet. And so he asked me to meet him at the house because I had been dropping him off at the house, but I never went in. So I knew where the house was at. So he said, "Could you meet me at the house?" So I get to the house, he ain't there. Come to find out, before he even got to the house, he went to go meet his wife to give her an air mattress. But the thing about it is, he didn't tell me this shit until 4 days later. So I'm pissed because he lied to me. He got me sitting at his grandmother's house waiting for me while he off meeting up with her, but then lies to me about it. So I'm like, our biggest problem is that you're lying to me about it. If you tell me that you're going to go take the bitch air mattress, I don't think anything is wrong. Like, I'd be like, oh, okay. But if you sneaky, I'm going to think something is wrong. Like, that's suspect to me. That's suspect. So if you two aren't doing anything and this, friendship that you two have is innocent and genuine, then you can walk up to me and you can say to me, hey, I'm going to go take her air mattress. I'll be back. You don't just lie to me about it. So, he would do little slick shit like that. And it started being like, what are you doing? And then eventually I said to him, listen, you need to break off this friendship with her until I feel comfortable enough to trust you fully again. Then when I trust you fully again, if y'all two want to start your friendship back up, that's fine. But let me get over the fact that she even exists first. Because you had me thinking your relationship was one way and now it's another way. So if you do what you can to prove to me that I can trust you, I will stick with you. And so he was doing everything. Listen, Priest was doing everything he was supposed to do. He was being the very man I needed him to be. He was loving me. He was respecting me. He was there every time I needed him. He answered the phone. He was always answering texts. We was having a good time. We was laughing. We was working it out. And then pregnant, when I told that nigga I was pregnant, this is how I told him. I think I told this story. I kept waiting to take a pregnancy test. I knew something was going on. I just waited. Okay. I was like, and I was telling him, like, I was like, my period was supposed to be on 2 weeks ago, babe. And he's like, well, maybe you should take a pregnancy test. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a pregnancy test on Saturday. So here it was Friday, right? I go into the dollar store and I'm paying for some other stuff that I bought. I get into the cashier and it's like this little circle full of pregnancy tests that's 99 cents. You know how when you go to the counter, you see little knickknacks and shit. It was a little jar full of 99-cent pregnancy condoms. I said pregnancy condoms. Pregnancy tests. And so I got one. And I said to the lady, I said, you think these things work? She said, girl, when the baby is in there, the baby is in there. She said, I picked up a 99-cent pregnancy test, and this was a Latina lady. She said, I picked up a pregnancy test that I got from like some type of cheap grocery store. And child, when the baby there, it's there. It don't matter what kind of test you get. It don't matter if it's cheap or expensive. When it's there, it's there. I was like, okay, all right. So I went to home and where we was living at the time. And we wasn't living, with the family anymore. We was living in where was we at? I think we was at some like extended stay place because we decided to not move in with his family because we were supposed to move in with his mother. His mother and her new husband were moving into a large home and wanted somebody to help them take care of the bills. And we were going to do that. But then, Priest decided that that's not what he wanted. So that's why we ended up in this extended stay to begin with, because we were really just trying to find an apartment and we couldn't agree on what side of town we wanted to live on. And he didn't want to live in the ghetto. He didn't want to live far from the train station, but he didn't want to live in the ghetto. So it was like kind of hard to find, a next to a train station that wasn't filled with, things he was trying to avoid. So anyway, um, I get to the room, I pee in the cup, get the dropper, put it on the damn pregnancy test, and it's positive. So I leave it in the bathroom. I wait till he come home. I go pick, not come home, but I go pick him up from the train station. He coming out, and I, say something slick to him. I said, I got something wait for you in the bathroom. And he said, you got some shit in the toilet. And I said, you nasty. No, but it's something in the bathroom for you. He goes in the bathroom, he sees the test, comes out the bathroom smiling. Like it's the best shit that's ever happened to him. And to me, I was thinking it was because I knew he always wanted kids. I knew he always wanted them. And he walked up to me and he kissed me and he hugged me. And we laughed. I said, can you believe it? That's my telling Priest I'm pregnant story. Nat Turner, he is believing videos from niggas that never met you. Yeah, that's ignorant. It's only one guy that actually interacted with you personally, and he been quiet since last year. Basically. And which dude is that? Are you talking about Chris Law? Because Chris Law, I hadn't seen Chris Law in over almost 8 years. So when Chris Law was having his, talking about me and shit, he was talking about me from 8 years ago. He hadn't even seen me recently. So, it was like, Jap, why are you finding all of these people from like 10 years ago and you talking to them about me like this is some shit I'm doing now? Or even if it was some shit I'm doing now, I've always been honest on my channel. So, this stuff about me being polyamorous or me being inside of the swingers lifestyle or me being bisexual, these are all things I've been saying on my channel for years. This is nothing new. It seemed like it's this horrible thing. So why the fuck? I don't know. I just didn't understand it. I'm supposed to be moving to Cali, Michelle. I'm supposed to be moving to Cali to be closer to my family. But my thing is, I want to make sure that when I do go there, I have my own space because I'm pregnant. I can't be sleeping on no couch. I can't be sleeping on no floor. I can't be nothing like that. So what everybody in California is trying to do, they're trying to make sure it's a decent setup for me when I get there. Definitely leave in January. Um, yeah, game tech. This is the way an adulterous woman. She eats, wipes her mouth, then she what? Proverbs 30:20. Listen, game tech. I'm not Christian. Your faith, your belief system does not affect my life. That affects your life. I'm not adulterous because I don't have a husband. Um, if I decide to be spiritually married to a man, it won't have anything to do with Christianity. It will definitely have to do with something a little bit more positive, not the chastising of people inside of my religion or anything like that. I don't believe in any of that. In Buddhism, we are taught to, look at each other at an equal, you know, in an equal way. And the choices that people make for their lives, it doesn't make them a bad person as long as they ain't killing and hurt nobody and they about peace as well and they about positivity as well. I have no reason hate them or look at them in a negative way. Beauty within. You've spoken a lot about your ex's selfishness and inconsideration of you, but I'm curious if you identify any personal faults, red flags, and red flags you ignore because when we know better, we do better. I know for me, right? And I said this in my past video, I posted today, I think, about relationship counseling. And I said, I picked up on what my flaws were in relationships a long time ago. And a lot of the things that I do inside of a relationship really has a lot to do with me being a little bit too docile. And honestly, when I tell people I'm docile in a relationship, and I'm too forgiving and I'm too nice and I'm too understanding and I'm too, I'll look at somebody's red flags and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I try to see good in everybody. I try to see good in everybody. And that is so bad. Like that's the worst thing you could do. I try to make sure everybody else happy before I think about my own happiness. And that is a problem. And I don't know if that's because I have a level of insecurity or I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I always, and when I'm in a relationship, I always put myself last. And that's bad. That is not a good thing. So I noticed that inside of, monogamous relationships, I'm not comfortable in them. I don't feel right in them. I feel inadequate in them. So polyamory is a better choice for me, better decision for me. So I've always given the men in my life that, well, not always, but then in the past 10 years, I've given men that choice. And I even told Priest, if you want to be in a relationship with me and you want to try polyamory, we can do that. I just need you to be honest with me. And his biggest thing was like, he can't be honest. Miss Lady, I remember you saying that Chris was married. Chris wasn't separated. Listen, when I met Chris, and I said this before, when I met Chris wasn't married yet. He was just in a relationship. And when I started dealing with him on a sexual level, he was just in a relationship. But their wedding was like a month and a half away. And I told him before he married her, I said, Chris, you already cheating on her. Maybe you shouldn't be getting married because maybe this is not, because this was his second marriage. He was married before and got divorced. So as he's on his way to walk down the aisle with this woman, I'm saying, you cheating on her already. You telling me y'all got issues already. Maybe this is not somebody you should marry. And I'm not telling you this because I want to marry you. You my side nigga. You just my dick. We don't have to do that. You my friend. I don't judge you. You don't judge me. That's where we stand. Okay. But I don't think you should get married. He didn't listen. He married her anyway. They still had problems and ended up getting a divorce within that same like year and shit. And I was like, I told you, nigga, like what you know what I'm saying? So as far as Chris goes, when I met Chris, I had just got out of an engagement myself. And he was the guy that I was with before him cheated on me with the woman that he was living with. And before him, I was dating a guy who was a photographer, and he had been cheating with a whole bunch of females and shit. And all of that time, I had been like this monogamous woman trying to be Miss Wifey and shit, trying to love all hard and shit. And it wasn't working out. So when I met Chris, I was like, fuck this. I'm going to be the other woman and see how that goes. Because I had more than enough women. Like when I was with the photographer, I had more than enough women texting me, calling me, talking about something. I fucked your man tonight and I'm going to keep fucking him. Because that's how nasty models are. Models are some nasty motherfuckers. I just want to tell you that. Like these little Instagram models and these little strippers and stuff, these are some nasty bitches. I mean, mentally wise. They will call me and say, I'm fucking your man. They'd be happy to be fucking him because number one, he was a photographer. And when you're a photographer inside of that industry, when you're a popular photographer, women want to fuck you. So they would call me and just tell me, I'm fucking your man. And here I am engaged, living in his parents' house. And he out taking trips to Miami, fucking bitches and leaving me in the house. Going, taking chicks out on dates and stuff. And chicks are sending me proof that he done took them on dates and trips and all types of stuff. And he leaving me sitting in the house with his parents. Because I'm quote unquote wife. I'm about to be his wife and the wife belongs in the home, not out doing that shit. This is what men think. A healthy marriage. This is what Priest said to me about marriage. Listen to this shit. A healthy marriage or relationship is when a man plays his position at home and inside of the marriage. But he has women and secrets, women he fucking on the side that his wife know nothing about. That's a healthy marriage. That's what Priest told me. He just told me this shit like 3 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. I was looking at him like, that's what you think a healthy marriage is? Before he left this room, before he left here with me, he said to me, I want polygamy. I want to keep my wife and I want to marry you. I said, I'll never marry you. We in a position right now. Look at what we're going through. I will never marry you. He said, don't make me a believer out of you. The dysfunction that he started displaying after I got pregnant was weird to me. He wasn't that nigga before. That's all I know. You're in love with him. I can tell by the way you speak. I never said I was. Hold on. Let's not misunderstand. Let's be clear. So everybody knows. You can tell everybody. I love Priest. Okay? I have loved him from the second I realized I loved him. I still love him right now. And just because we're broken up and I'm never going to see him again doesn't mean just instantly like that love is gone. That's not how it works. My respect for him gone. My desire to be with him is gone. But I love him so much. And I cannot wait till the day it's gone. But it's not going to be gone a month from now. It's not going to be gone 3 months from now. It's not going to be gone a year from now. And when I see my baby and I see him and my baby, it's going to come all back to me. All that love that I thought was gone because Priest is gone. When I look at my baby, that love is going to come all back all over again. And I'm going to have to start all over. So when people always say to me, no, you're going to find another relationship. Nah, because that's not the type of woman I am. I'm not even thinking about being in a relationship. That's not the type of woman I am. Before I met him, I was very selective about what I do inside of a relationship. And I'm very selective about relationships. And I hadn't even been in a monogamous relationship in 10 years. It had been a long time. So when I decided to be in a relationship with him, I made a fucking commitment. I was with him. I'm the type of person, once I settle my feet in, I'm settled. It is going to take me The average time it takes me to get over a relationship is 2 years. I have a baby with this man. This shit is going to take me at least 5 to 10 years to get over. The way that he did me, this is going to take me at least 5 to 10 years to get over. I'm not going to get over it as quick as everybody else do with their relationships, because I have a spiritual connection with him. When I opened up myself spiritually, a lot of people do, I opened myself up to be hurt. And I trusted him to take care of me. I trusted him to take care of my soul and my spirit and my body. And to be betrayed in that way, I'm not going to be able to get over it in a month. I'm not going to be able to date a guy while I'm pregnant. Everybody keeps telling me to date, to date, to date. I was even considering, I was like, all right, I'm going to date. I can't do it. I can't do it. I tried. I'm not going to be able to do that. The Bible, life undocumented. I was just talking to a Christian earlier today, and he was telling me that the Bible wasn't nothing but a whole bunch of stories. Actually, a prophetess. What is the male prophets? They just prophets, right? Not prophetess. What's the person that sings at the church, but isn't a choir person? Isn't a choir director? What do they call that? I forgot. I known him since I was in when I used to be a minister, and I used to be in high school. I met him when I was in high school. We used to sing together. And when I was ministering, he used to, minister in music. And now he still ministers musically. But he and I was sitting down and we were talking about the Bible. And he was telling me that the Bible wasn't nothing but a whole bunch of stories that you need to try to apply to your life. Fred Flintstone, it's not too late to abort the baby and have another one with a real man. You niggas are demented. You're telling me to kill a baby. You're telling me to kill someone. And the reason why I won't kill someone, Fred Flintstone, is because the medical abortions I had in the past, I always did for somebody else. My first one, I did for my mother. My mother wanted me to get an abortion, so I got one. My second one was for a guy I was dating. His name was Free. He wasn't ready for a baby. He begged me to get an abortion, so I got one. A guy that I dated after that, who I actually lost my virginity with and was with him for 10 years, and on our off years, I had my daughter. And so I got pregnant after that with my first love. Didn't want to ruin his career. He's famous now. He didn't want to ruin his career because back then he was working on his career. He's famous and wealthy now. He made me get an abortion. That's why I'm not getting one. Because the last three I got, I didn't want. The last three I got for some other people. And this time, I'm going to do what I want to do for me. I got to stop putting what everybody else want before me. I want my baby. I wanted this. I wanted this with Priest. I did this on purpose with him. He and I did this together. This is not a mistake that we made. This isn't an accident. He and I did this together. We sat down and looked at the damn fertility app and filled that shit up with hearts. Because in this fertility app, whenever you have sex, they put a heart on that day. And they highlight the days in green that you are fertile. So to play a game, he and I tried to fill the whole month up with hearts, including the week I was fertile. We knew what we were doing. I didn't know it was going to happen this fast because I hadn't got pregnant in 10 years and I had my 3 medical abortions and my 2 miscarriages. I didn't know that this was going to happen so fast. I thought, you know how long when people decide they want to get pregnant, they go out there, they get all of these like procedures and they got to go through all of this stuff in order to get pregnant. We're trying to get pregnant. They're trying for years. I was thinking it was going to at least take us a year to get this. And now that it's here, I'm not about to have no abortion because of no nigga. Because this nigga can't make up his mind because this nigga don't want me no more because of his own personal issues. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It's unfortunate that someone even suggested that I do that. Let me take a moment for a second. I need a moment. I need a second. A baby is a blessing. It's not something you kill. It's not something you kill. You don't kill people. I don't care how small they are. You don't do that. I already got fucking 5 deaths on me already. 3 medical abortions, 2 miscarriages. I got 5 deaths I got to deal with. And you asking me to make a 6th one. Atlanta Angel 84. Don't get it if you don't want it. Just know more than likely this man will not be there. Oh, I'm fine with that. I when he called me 2 weeks ago from work, when we had just had the best weekend. It doesn't make any sense. That weekend we went to go see Thor. Right? Because remember, Thor just came out. So remember, I think Thor came out that Thursday or that Friday. That Saturday, me and Priest went to the movies to go see Thor. And we had a good time. We had dinner too. We had a good time. And I remember cooking shrimp Alfredo for him, and I burnt the shrimp. So it smelled really bad in our room. And he had to open the door and step outside because it was that bad. Because it was like I burnt it. Because I was trying to help him sign into Hulu on his laptop. I was trying to help him sign into Hulu on his laptop while I was cooking. And we couldn't log in. And as I'm turning trying to baby his ass, I'm burning the shrimp. So he was pissed that I burnt the shrimp. He was mad because it smelled funny in the room. I think that happened, I don't know. So I can't remember what day that happened. I think that happened like that Thursday. Right? I don't know. So then the Saturday we went to go see Thor. Sunday morning, he left to go get a piece for his car because the signal light wasn't working. He left to go get the piece. And when he was gone, I told him, I'm starting to get sick. I think I put too much dressing on my salad. I said, I'm feeling like I'm going to throw up. So don't be surprised if I don't wash, because I was supposed to wash clothes while he was gone. So I texted him and I said, I'm sick. I don't think I'm going to wash. I don't think I'm about to try to lay down because I'm about to get sick. So I laid down. I said, I'm going to sleep it off. So we got into an argument over me not washing. He got mad at me for not wanting to wash. He said something slick along the lines of me being dirty. All right. So I was upset and I just went to sleep. When I woke up, he was sitting across from the bed at the table on the phone, texting another bitch. He didn't know I was awake. So I was looking at him. I was just staring at him. He didn't know I was watching him text. I knew he was texting a female by the look on his face. I knew what I know him. So I guess suddenly he started to feel some eyeballs looking at him. And he looked up at me and he changed his demeanor. Everything about him changed. He changed his position in the chair. I said, "Did you get your piece for your car?" And he starts telling me about that experience. And we had dinner, and then the next morning, I woke up, went down the drain. The next morning, I woke up at like 4. And for some reason, the clock on the microwave was an hour like ahead or like behind or something. The time was wrong. And I was like, why does this say this? That must mean that the electricity must have went out. Because it was like, I think it was an hour back. And I was like, what happened? I was like, something ain't right. So I tried to lay down and go back to sleep because I just went up to go to the bathroom and I just happened to see the microwave, the time on the microwave. And I was like, it can't be an hour back. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just, it didn't make sense. So I got back in the bed and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I got up and started fixing him breakfast because he was gonna have to leave to go to work at 5. And here it was like almost 4 anyway. So I was like, let me cook him breakfast. And I said to him, something stopped me. And I said, baby, and this is usually how shit goes with my intuition. I have a really, really good intuition. And all throughout our relationship, when something bad was gonna happen, I would tell him beforehand. So I said, today is weird. Today is gonna be, I feel today is gonna be a weird day. Last time I said that to him, we really had a bad day. We went to a funeral and the funeral was, it was bad. Okay, we had a really bad day. So I said that to him and he ate his breakfast. We tossed our morning jokes like we do. He gave me a kiss and then he left. 7:30 is when he got to work, was 6:30, something like that, 7:30. He said, I'm at work. I said, be good, right? And then I didn't talk to him until 3 p.m. And then that's when I texted him. I said, you having a good day? He said, no. You have no idea. I'm having a bad day. And then he said, I got to tell you something. I'm like, oh shit. I'm thinking he might lost his job or some, I'm like, well, tell me. You tell me via text. You don't have to call me if you don't want to. He said, no, it's about a female. And then he calls me and he tells me he wants to get back with his ex. He don't have any feelings for me. He don't want the baby. The relationship don't feel right to him. This is not he don't feel this relationship. He don't love me. He don't care about me. He don't want the baby. I said, you, now it wasn't an argument. I was just listening to him. So I reiterated back to him what he said to me to make sure I had it correct because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I couldn't believe it. And he said, yeah, I don't want it. I don't want any of this. I said, well, you need to come get your stuff and make arrangements for you to stay somewhere else. And he been gone ever since then. For some reason, I don't know why I knew something was going to go wrong. And ever since then, it has gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Let me tell you something. Game Tech. I'm about to block Game Tech if he hasn't been blocked already. If he's still even here, because I don't like Christian holier than thou spewing scriptures. Take that shit somewhere else. Because there's a lot of people inside of this comment section that ain't Christian. And it's a lot of people that have a different belief system from you. And I said this to you when you spewed your first couple of scriptures. Okay? You're talking to me about adultery. I'll let you know how I feel about adultery. Don't push your belief on me. Jesus. Michelle, I don't blame myself. Well, I do kind of blame myself for miscarriages sometimes. Because I feel like if I never would have got those 3 abortions, I would have been healthy enough to keep those other babies. Josie, the names that I chose for the baby, I don't like ghetto names. Like I don't like Priest likes names that ghetto. You know how you put a D in the front of shit like Deshaun or D apostrophe some shit. I don't like that. I don't like ghetto names. I don't like names that end with Nisha. I don't know. I just don't like certain names. So, um, I don't want my son's name to have a uh Rius at the end, like Darius. I don't like that. Tavarius or to Jatavius. I don't like is at the end either. So as I'm sitting here and I'm telling priest names, he don't like any of the names. I said Justice. I want to name my son Justice. He don't like that. First name I came with before I came out with Justice was Orion, because I didn't want a name that had anything to do with race either. So I didn't want like a Cody or like I didn't want a Muslim name either, because he said he wanted his name to be Ahmad. And I said, if you name him Ahmad, people are gonna think he's Muslim. That's why I need a universal name. So Orion was universal because that's stars. That's in the universe. And so Justice was something that I was thinking about, but he didn't like either of those names. But since he's not gonna be around, what difference does it make? I can name him damn Gluteus Maximus. And it won't matter. uh, Angel, Atlanta Angel, something is wrong with these men. Something is deeply wrong. Thor, DJ Cadillac, Thor wasn't horrible to me. Yeah, Thor was not horrible. Strong Black woman, I see you, but you put your phone number in the chat, and I don't want you to do that. I had to hide your messages. Michelle, it's okay to grieve. I grieve for a minute. My grieving session is almost over. Like, I don't feel as bad. Like, I used to could not talk about him. Like, for the first week he left, Mama, oh my God, my mother had to like check up on me every couple of hours because I was so hurt. And when he left the first time before that, I was crying. So, like, you guys don't even realize how long I've been crying. I've been crying about this shit. This thing he just did recently wasn't the first thing. He was doing shit before that. I told you he left a couple of times before that. So when he said to me that he was dating other women and that he wanted he was talking to his ex more, I asked him then, was he gonna get back with his ex? I asked him then, did he want to get back in a relationship with his ex-wife? I asked him that shit a month ago, like a month and a half ago. He lied. He told me no, when he knew damn well that's what he wanted. Do you realize, like I just said, my intuition is so right? Because back then I was asking nigga, and he was telling me no. So for him to be telling me this 2 weeks ago, when I asked him a month and a half ago that he want to get back with her, for him to be telling me this shit, it's like, nigga, I asked you this and you lied. So between my mother and Montel, my friend Montel, my friend Monet, well, she ain't my friend no more. If you made made a video about my friend Monet. My friend Stephanie, my friend Marie, my friend Beverly. If it wasn't for them pulling me out of the bed, like you don't understand. They literally had to continuously call me to get me to stop crying so hard and get out of bed and just walk around, because I was broken. Like, I could feel my spirit breaking because I wanted a family with this man. I'm not telling you this because I need to be a center of attention or I'm attention starved. I don't get on YouTube and just cry because I'm crying crocodile tears because I want y'all to feel sorry for me. And these are things he say to me. He tell me, I get on YouTube and I tell y'all this stuff and I cry my crocodile tears and I pretend I'm more embarrassed and I pretend I'm hurting so you guys can feel sorry for me so I can be the center of attention. Tell this. I tell this so people can understand. Don't make the choices I made. Please do not do that. Like, if you're a nice person, you're gonna have to be mean. You gotta be mean sometimes. And don't ever put somebody else's needs in front of your own. Don't do it. And don't give people the benefit of the doubt. When you see the red flags, when you see that first red flag, you run. You hear me? You run for your fucking life. That first red flag, don't doubt it. That is your intuition telling you right there. Don't doubt it. Because, like I said, when I was telling you the story about when we met on POF, and I said, you got some shit with you, don't you? That was my intuition. And I did not listen. So, anyone who hears me, my pain, what I'm experiencing, my pain, I'm telling you this so you won't get yourself in this shit. And I'm also expressing this pain so men can understand when you do this, when you walk away, you don't feel nothing. But you hurting another human being, somebody else. And you never know, you could be hurting a couple people. He not just hurting me, he hurt his son. I keep trying to tell him, this baby feel everything I feel. When I cry, my baby feels this. If I keep crying throughout my whole pregnancy, I'm going to have a colicky baby because he's going to cry when he come out. If I'm sad all the time, my baby is going to be hard to deal with when he come out. And I keep trying to explain this. And I said this to him, the harder you are on me, the worse you are on our baby. And you want, people wanted me to believe, oh, he wants to be a good father. Be caring for his son right now. Because just because the baby is inside of me doesn't mean he's not alive. He is alive. He alive. That's all I want you guys to understand when I tell you these stories and I share my pain like this. And I've always shared my stories. This YouTube shit for 8 years. I've been telling people my pain so men can stop doing the shit that they do to women. So women can stop making the poor choices I made. That's why I tell you the shit. It's not so I can sit here and get attention. I'm trying to teach a lesson. That's all. That is it. Sorry if I'm getting too deep. I like justice too, Pro Woman J. I like justice. I think I'm going to call my son Justice or Justin. TT. TT, you said, wow, he really just said all that to you. Why not just say, this not working for me? I want to be with my ex. He said that. And that's all he had to say. Like, he could have left it at that. He could have, like, when he called me on that Monday to say, I just want to be, I think when he said to me, I want to be with my ex, I want to start dating my ex. I said, what about me? What do you want to do with me? He said, I don't know. And I said, are you sure you don't know? I said, you don't want to be in this relationship anymore? He said, no. I said, you don't want any of this? He said, no. I said, you don't love me? He said, no. I said, you don't want our baby? He said, no. I said, do you hear what you're saying to me? You telling me that this marriage that you was in, this relationship with this woman that you was in, you was with her for 14 years, 6 of those 14 years, the last 6 of those 14 years, you were miserable. And then you just spent the last 2 years separated from this woman. And all throughout our relationship all year, which is actually your 3rd year being separated, all year you've been telling me I ain't got to worry about this woman. This woman ain't a problem. And that you want to be with me and you want to build a family with me in the future with me. Think about what you're saying to me, okay? Now you tell him you don't love me, with me. You don't want a relationship with me. You don't want our baby. You don't want any of this. You want to be with your ex. Is that correct? That's what I asked him. And he said, yeah. He said, yeah. I started crying. I told you I've been crying. He made fun of me yesterday. He said, I've been trying to leave you. I've been trying to leave you for a month and a half, but every time I say something to you, you start fucking crying. Like me crying over it ain't what I'm supposed to do. Like me being hurt by this ain't what I'm supposed to do. I'm pregnant. You don't help me clean up. This is what this nigga saying. You don't help me clean up. I'm sick. I'm sick, and this nigga's complaining about having to wash the dishes and clean out the bathroom. I wish I could help y'all understand how, I wish you motherfuckers was here so you could see the shit I had to go through with this nigga since the day of that fucking Caribbean parade when he told me that he was living with this woman he's supposed to be separated from. He's supposed to be separated from this woman, and he breaks my heart and tells me that he's still living with this woman. And I do everything I can because he asking me to stay by his side through this. He telling me to stick by him and that we'll be all right and he'll work on it. All the promises in the world. Even she promising me that they're going to get a divorce. And after all that promising and all that I love you and kissy poo and wanting to start a family and living together and all this shit that seems so real, suddenly, because I'm pregnant, none of that is real. Imagine that. Up one morning and realizing the man I lay next to every day is emotionless and narcissistic and is annoyed by me crying over the stuff that he hurt me, over the stuff that hurt. I'm crying and he's annoyed by this, but still wants me to still be with him. This is what I don't understand. Like if you don't want to be with me, then leave. Because I remember he was leaving and then he would call and make it seem like he wanted to come back and he wanted to work out our relationship and he loved me and he missed me. And I just was like, you just left me. I remember the first time he left, I said, you should come home. I don't even know why you left. I don't even know what the point. I don't know why you left. Because he was saying, you thinking I'm cheating on you with my ex? I don't want to be back with my ex. You thinking I cheated on you? I'm like, well, you left. I didn't ask you to leave. You left on your own, baby. That you didn't, you're not cheating on me, and I'm just tripping, and this is my pregnancy hormones, and you need to come on back. You know? Big Sap. Life is random as fuck. That is so true. That is so true. He is 37. He is not under 25, but he acts like it. He acts like it. This is definitely a man. He's 37. But by the way that he's been acting lately, it kind of seems like he's not. I don't know how Sap. I don't know how dudes like him get play. Because from what I understand, before I came, he had a whole bunch of women who was casually sleeping with him and wasn't requiring shit from him. And I was like, why are these women feeling comfortable with taking you on dates and spending money on you? And, because he used to be like, this woman took me that place and this fancy restaurant and we eat good and all this stuff. I was looking at him like, okay, what did you do? What have you done that's magical that makes you do that? Like, he used to tell me he was a different type of man. He used to tell me that he was special. And I always thought he was special from the beginning. But then towards the end of this relationship, I said, if you so special, because he kept saying he was special. I said, if you so special, what are you doing that's any different from any other nigga and how they will handle the situation you in? You want me to think you different? Handle this situation different. Don't handle it how an average nigga would. An average nigga would run. An average nigga would cheat. An average nigga would lie. What is it that you're doing that's making you so motherfucking special? It's like he wanted me to treat him like he was special, but he wasn't doing special nigga shit. Do some king like shit, and I will treat you like a king. That's what he was doing before. He was doing king like shit, so I treated him like a king. 37, no GED, right? He needed to get his GED. I was trying to help him get his GED, which is interesting because I did say, you know, he was in a relationship for 14 years. I'm surprised the woman that he was with didn't like continuously press him, because I'd have been on his ass. On his ass. All this time, because he could have been got it. But now he in a situation where he needed it in order to keep his job, but he's trying to get around it. So maybe he'll get around it. Most dudes are psychopaths. Something is wrong with these niggas. They are, what is that? Am I reading that right? Devoid of emotions. Only want what they want. Isn't she in her own relationship? LVH. Yeah, his wife, or the girl he's supposed to be getting separated from. When he and I was together, when we first got together, she was dating a guy. And apparently the guy she's with right now is a new guy. She's supposedly, you know, in love with him and got her heart set on him. But she could be lying to me about that. Um, they're married but not separated. I don't know if they legally separated. That's a good question. Because there's a difference between being separated and legally separated. I think they might be legally separated. I don't know. But they have both been pursuing relationships with single people, lying to not just the people that they're dating, but their family too. Because when I met him and I started being around his family, everybody was like, "What is he doing with this girl? I thought he was married, right?" So he's like, "No, I'm with her." Like, he introducing me to his family. His family looking like, "Where you with somebody new?" You know what I'm saying? Because them two had been pretending for the past 2 years that they was in a happy marriage, dating other people this entire time. It's just weird. It's like their situation is weird to me. It's so dysfunctional. Like, usually when two people break up, they broken up with each other. Supposedly he was telling me that they were staying together for financial reasons. That's what he said. He was staying with her because she needed him to help her financially. So the reason why he decided to tell me on the day of the Caribbean parade that he was living with her is because this is what she told me. She had found out that he had been splitting all of his money with me because she went looking through his PayPal, and she seen that he was sending me money to help me pay for like rooms and stuff because we was splitting the cost of everything down in the middle. So she had went into his PayPal account, seeing that he had been sending me money and spending money instead of giving her money for their place to live. So I'm thinking he just moving his stuff out because he wants to nourish the relationship with me. But in reality, she had threw his ass out. And I'm finding this out later when I end up talking to her, which was recently again. Like, the way that this story unfolds is crazy. You're right, Angel. You're right, Atlanta Angel. He's a parasite. Josie, your 25-year-old son, I believe you. You saying he is more mature, I'm pretty sure. 37, no GED. Well, the job he had is not like it's a bad job. It's just a temporary job. And he's been working at this temporary job for a year. In order for him to go permanent, he has to get his GED. Bald spot in the top. That bald spot in the top, dreads on the side. He love them dreads too. He don't look bad. But it's just strange that he bald at the top. I'm surprised. That's weird. But he wasn't taking care of his dreads at the top like he's supposed to. So his top missing. But he do have dreads on the side. And sometimes they fall off. Like, he worked hard to keep those dreads. Sometimes the ends of them fall off. But anyway, so that's funny though. uh, he had a lot of positive characteristics that I like, Nat. he had, there was other things about him outside of his top missing, outside of his erectile dysfunction, him not having his GED, outside of him being not officially divorced, outside of the fact that he was a big time liar, there was still other things that I really enjoyed about him. For the most part, I was always happy around him because of how we were just compatible with each other. We was having a really good time, and it doesn't have anything to do with sex or anything. We was just very huggy and affectionate and fun and outgoing, and just he seemed to be spiritual at the time. Now I'm starting to realize he's a hotep. You know a hotep? A hotep is a person who fake pretends like they're conscious. That was him. He was pretending like he was like this conscious guy. Um, but when we would sit down and we would talk spiritually, we would have these good spiritual conversations. And he liked being outdoors, so we used to hike together and climb the mountain together. He loved animals, how I do. We both really, really, really love animals. We both love to travel. Um, we both kind of had a little bit of the same eating pattern, so it would be easy for he and I to be able to go find like food. Because a lot of people, because he don't eat high fructose corn syrup, he don't eat cornstarch, and he has really, really bad like GERD, like acid reflux. So there's certain things that he can't eat, and we just like to. It's just we was just fun. It was just fun. Like you said, I used to speak so highly of. Who said that? You always spoke so highly of him. How did he pull the wool over your eyes? I don't know. I used to speak like think about this. I used to speak so highly of this nigga because he was so good to me. Like he was so good to me. That's why I don't understand how to switch like that. Big Sap being single makes so much more sense. That's so true. Miss Lady. So when he told you he was still living with his wife and him saying he was separated, how long was you together with him before you discussed wanting to have a baby? Um, we hadn't discussed wanting to have a baby yet by then. Like that, this was oh my god. I think we had only been dating like a month and a half by the time he told me this. Like by the time he told me that we had been spending every day together for like a month and a half, and then he told me that shit about him living with her. We had just went on our first trip out of town. I think, yeah, our first trip out of town. And then after I found out, like I talked to his mom, and his mom was telling me that he was really separated from her. He really didn't want to be with her. And I started building a relationship with his family. And I think it wasn't until a little bit after that, maybe 3 or 4 feet, maybe 5 weeks after that, I want to say, we were talking about our future and whether we wanted to be married and whether we wanted to have kids. And we had both decided that that definitely was something that we wanted to do, but he needed to take the time out to go ahead and get his divorce. And he asked me to be patient, so I sat there and been patient and understanding. And I did that. I actually did that. I was like, okay. At first, I was fighting it. I was like, no, nigga, you need to get divorced today. Like, you two motherfuckers need to get this shit done. I told him I'm going to leave. Do you know how I like, yo, I told this nigga I was going to leave. I was like, I'm about to get the fuck out of here. You need to get this divorce by the end of the month or it's a wrap for us. And so he would, say, all right. And he'd go meet with her and then he'd sit down and talk about the divorce. At least that's what he was saying to me. And they didn't legally get it. So he would come back to me and say things, and I'd be like, listen, if he said to me he really wanted me to stick by him through it. So I just was like, he just kept saying, I need more time. Give me more time. I said, okay, I'll give you some more time. And so I just decided to start chilling and just be like, all right, let me just enjoy him. Because I just wanted him to be divorced. I didn't want to rush him into marriage. I didn't want to rush him into kids. I just needed him to be divorced. That's it. At least be single. Can you do that? Can you give me that shit, nigga? Damn. So that's all I was suggesting. Have you run his name through the state case search to investigate the status of the separation? No, not since no, I wanted to trust him and let them handle it. Uh Atlanta Angel, does his wife want to be with him? No, she's saying she wants to be with somebody else. Her heart is with somebody else. Joris, is it true that men lie for fear of being judged? Yes. And they want to control situations. They feel like it's better to just tell a lie. They think that lying is just going to smooth out the situation, but it only smooths out the situation temporarily, because once the person find out the truth, they don't want to fuck with you. You know, Angel, Atlanta Angel, he had erectile dysfunction. Yes, he had erectile dysfunction. Mm, Dante, 500 squats a day will keep you brick. Are you talking about him, or are you talking about as a woman? He used to work out. He works out like shit. He work out. He's a really he's really serious about that. Hold up, let me watch the Men in Emotions live stream. I don't know what you're talking about. Pro Woman J. Life undocumented. My boo doesn't eat high fructose corn syrup and eats gluten free as well. Yeah. Yes. I admire you a lot because it takes a real woman to be truthful and transparent. Most can't do it if their life depended on it. Thank you. Like, I keep trying to tell, like I was telling Priest, I said, because he hate that I talk about this. I said, do you realize how many people I help just by being honest and transparent? He like, you still lying to them. I'm like, okay, show me the proof of me lying. He is yet to send me this shit. Yesterday he was kept saying, you lied about this, you lied about that, you lied about this. I said, okay, well, show me what you saying I lied about so we can go over it. And so he sent me like 10 to 12 things that he claimed I lied about, and I sent him proof of all of the things and showed him I wasn't lying. And he has yet to send me this quote unquote proof of me lying. Then I found out that he was secretly recording me behind my back. So he has audio recordings of me that he was secretly recording without telling me. And people, I'm preparing myself for that lawsuit, because if he releases any of those audios that he recorded of me without my permission, my consent, that's a lawsuit. He going to jail for that, because it's against the law in Georgia. Does Priest have a YouTube channel? No. I think he has a channel, but I don't think he's posting on it. Nat Turner, what does he say you're lying about? He said that I was lying. He said, okay, one of the lies was, I have my t-shirt line. It's called Yaura. This is a t-shirt line I started with him. So when we have two stores. We have a Represent store and we have a Teespring store. Okay. With the Teespring store, three shirts had to be purchased at a time in order for them to print. So basically, if somebody bought a t-shirt, if two other people didn't also buy the shirt, Teespring wasn't going to print it. So I had to figure out how to get Teespring to not print in bulk and just print it upon request. So I finally figured that out after a while, but he didn't believe that none of the t-shirts had been sold because people wasn't buying the t-shirts. They wasn't buying the t-shirts. So he thought people were buying the shirts and I was just pocketing the money and telling people that a piece of the proceeds were going to a local Atlanta charity, and it wasn't. He thought I was just making that up. He said I was lying about that. So what I did was I sent him proof of the sales on each of the websites for the tees so he can see how many shirts were actually sold from the time we started the clothing line till now, and where the proceeds went. And since not a lot of shirts was selling, I couldn't send a lot of proceeds to the nonprofit. So I sent him proof of the nonprofit that I was sending them to, or would send them to. And I sent him proof of the arrangement that I made with the owner of the nonprofit. That's one lie. Then I had made these videos about this guy named Glide. And Glide was supposedly spreading herpes and HIV in Atlanta, and he had 13 kids. And Priest was trying to tell me that inside of these videos, I never said that I didn't have sex with this guy. But I guess he hearing this shit from Chris Law because Chris Law and Glad are in the same social circle. So I guess Chris must have said this inside of a video with Jap saying that I actually fucked this Glad dude, and I did. Me and the Glad dude never had sex. What was happening was he and I was dating, and I didn't find out he was married until after. And then when I found out he was married, because he lied to me about it, I let him go. And a lot of people misunderstand. See, a man, as long as a man is 100 with me, and I say this all the time, if you keep it 100 with me, I can work with you. If you lie to me, I can't fuck with you. So the Glide dude with the 13 kids, I didn't know he had 13 kids. I didn't know he was married. I didn't know any of this shit. And I'm steady dating this nigga. And I had no clue. And we had dated for like a month and a half. And I never had sex with him. But for some reason, Priest thinks I had sex with him. He said, "You never said in the videos that you didn't have sex with him." I said, "Yes, I did." So I had to send him proof of the 2 videos of me saying I didn't have sex with the guy. Right. And I'm trying to figure out, why is he bringing up this guy? But then right after he brought up this guy yesterday, this is all yesterday, he did this. While he bringing up this guy, he also brings up Chris, and he also brings up Jap. So I said, okay, well, maybe that's why he bringing up the Glide dude, because Glide and Chris lifestyle. And I both met, I met Glide while I was working at the Swingers Club. And Chris was the one that introduced me to the owner of the Swingers Club I was working at, because Chris was originally a swinger, and he didn't want to introduce me to what that lifestyle even was. And Chris was, like I said earlier in this live stream, Chris was in a relationship when I met him. And then he married the girl and divorced the girl. So that's another thing he said. What else? He said I had sex with 500 men. He said I was a prostitute. He said I sold my pussy. This is the things he's saying. And I lied to him about that. I said, and the funny thing is, all this stuff he's saying, I lied about, is all stuff that he heard on YouTube. It's not, I could see if he was like the boyfriend, right, that found his girlfriend lying about some personal shit that got to do with their real life and their real life everyday shit, right? I could see if that's what he was coming to me about. But this nigga's coming to me about YouTube, stuff he heard on YouTube. He's not saying anything about our relationship. He's not saying, "You lied to me such and such the other day with such and such." It's weird. When I told him yesterday, I said, "I have money to take care of myself inside of my room to the end of the year," he didn't believe me. He was like, "You ain't got no money. That's why you calling me. You basically want me to give you some money. You want me to be there for you financially." I said, "No, I'm giving you the option to be there for me financially. You want to take care of your son. Your son is inside of me. So if you would like to give me some money and help out financially, because everybody else is trying to get me out of this room, help me with my life, but you. So do you want to help? Do you want to help?" And I kept saying, "Do you want to help?" He wouldn't give me a solid answer. And he was just trying to make it seem like I was trying to use him for money. And he didn't think I had money for the room. So I had to send him proof of my PayPal balance to show him that I had money to take care of the room. It's just like, why do I have to consistently keep trying to prove shit to you? Excuse me. It's just too much. It's like drama. It's like, I remember that live stream y'all did on Men and Emotions. It's under the Priest plus Ray playlist. Yes, that's where it is. Baby Moscato, I feel sorry for the baby being brought into this house mess. This is so selfish and fucked up. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying yesterday when I decided to call him. People kept saying I should give him an opportunity, if he wants to be a father, to be in his child's life. I shouldn't keep trying to take the baby from him. Today, to simply have a cordial conversation with him about how he wants to deal with, the situation, because I never done the baby daddy, baby mama shit. And I'm pregnant right now. So is he trying to help financially right now because he's not here? This is what I was trying to figure out. So this was the point of the conversation. This was the point of me reaching out. And when he called me, it was like he was talking about everything but being a father, everything but whether or not he wants to help out financially. It was just weird. It was like, why is he bringing up all this shit that don't have nothing to do with nothing? I can't fucking, I can't explain this. I can't even understand this, what I'm at. Strong Black Women Unite. We should all get together and raise money to support Ray, who has helped us all so much in her time of need. We need a love offering. You know what? Strong Black Women Unite. That sounds good in theory. I think that that would be very helpful because here's my thing. Here's my thing. It isn't that I want people to give me money so I can go out here and buy a Prada bag or some Gucci shoes or fucking Nicki Minaj new album. I want to get out of this extended stay and I want to live in a stable place. And all I need is the initial money to move. Then once I move, I'm off. Nobody has to give me any more donations. I got it after that. I got it after that. But trying to do this by myself, trying to get myself out of this is hard. And as many people that's helping me right now, I appreciate it. Like I have a lot of people helping me. But sometimes, man, the hardest part about all of this is the people that judge the situation and just automatically think, I'm a stupid bitch who got married. I mean, who got pregnant by a married man, and I was a side bitch, and I should have just known better. I want everybody to come together and unite and start like this campaign of raising money for me, because I don't want you guys chastised for supporting me. You know, that's why whoever sends me donations, I thank them in my own personal way. I don't publicly say their name or anything because I don't want people coming after them. Because there's so many negative people saying so many negative things. I don't understand the stories. Do you know how many comments I got to delete because people asking stupid questions? And if they would have watched the videos, they would know. But they say little slick shit, like just little slick shit to me. Like I would purposely put myself in this position. I would never. I would never. Um, I haven't got my post office PO box yet, Josie. Atlanta Angel, he needs to take care of you. Don't tell him how much money you have. You're telling him too much. Nah, I don't want his help. I really don't. Like you know what he can do? The best thing he can do to help me is leave. Gone. Don't come back. Because him being around is consistently like a problem. It went from us having a problem monthly to us having a problem bi-weekly to us having a problem weekly to us having a problem every 3 days to us having a problem every other day. Pattern, because he would come, like we would be having a good time and everybody and everything seemed fine, and then suddenly he come out of nowhere with some drama. Sorry, I'm drinking because I'm thirsty a little bit. I don't want to take care of me. Lala, for real. You got a story all wrong, baby girl. You need to go watch the videos too. Men will never be 100 with you. Stop being so transparent. Fuck all that. I'm always be transparent. Did you not hear what I said about me being 100%? I ain't about to let these niggas change me being 100%. Them niggas want to fake the funk. They can fake the funk all day. I ain't about to do that lame shit. Dante Jones. I never understand why a man would get married to a woman and still date other women. I don't know what that's about. You doing too much. The only being you should be proving yourself to is God. I don't even have to prove myself to God. I got a decent relationship with God. God know me. I ain't got to prove nothing to God. But when I do love someone, I want to show them that I'm not here to hurt them if they feel like there's a possibility that I may be. But I got the receipts for everything that I do. So, like, he needed to see some receipts. I was like, all right, then here's some receipts. Fake Dre, how to donate, man. Oh, it's in the link. If you want to donate, not in the link. It's in the description box. If you want to donate, the link is in there. Oh, you see it. Okay. If you ladies are with me, I'll donate to the love offering for Ray. Um, Strong Black Women Unite. You said if you ladies are with me, I'll donate to the love offering. You know what's funny? What you saying sounds good. Like I said, I really need it. Like I'm worried. I don't know. I don't know what I'm worried about. I just don't want nobody chastised, and I don't want anybody else hurt as bad as I've been hurt, and I don't want anybody judged. So if you want to donate, um, it's in the link. Like, I mean, the description is in the description. I'm so backwards. I think I'm getting tired. It's almost midnight. I think I'm getting tired. Um, the link is in the description box. And I thank anybody who would love to donate. I thank you so much. I think I'm getting sleepy. So I'm gonna go to sleep. And thank you for helping me get past these 2 hours because I'm having a hard time sleeping. And I think I'm feeling a little sleepy. I'm gonna try to go to sleep while I feel this because I haven't been asleep. Only type of sleep I got is 4 hours. So I need to try to go to sleep while I feel it because I feel it coming on right now. So I'm gonna go to sleep. And if you decide to donate, I thank you. If you don't decide to donate and you still want to support me, just email me at soncerae@gmail.com. I would love that. I love that too. I don't just want money. I want you guys to talk to me. Just help me get through this shit. That's it. And I appreciate it. Okay. Have vision and stay focused. All right. Namaste.